everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faith, and this is my world. All right, today we have a letter, and her letter is about her grown daughter. It's full of drama, and she's just looking for peace. Let's dive right into this letter and see what she says. I woke up to another text from my 22-year-old daughter. For the past few months, I've been there patiently, listening and offering advice, job leads, and money to her. The list is ridiculous. However, she prayed for a job that has 12-hour shifts, so she won't have to be at work 5 days a week. Okay, I guess with the 12 hours, she's only working 4 days. Okay, all right. She got that job, but hates the job and cries every time she has to go about being hot, the co-workers, and the residents. She cries because she doesn't have a boyfriend or friends. She cries because she can't afford to get her hair done and buy clothes or take vacations. Well, look, this girl is 22 years old. If you're not making enough on your present job, then it's time to find something better. That's on her. I have listened. I understood how she may feel as an empath, where if you're an empath, you are too understanding. That's how empaths are. Just, too caring. And when you meet people who are too needy, you tend to give too much. That's an empath. I cry because she's sad, but now I'm at the point of being tired and avoidant of her. And here's what pushed me to the point. Well, listen, it's normal that you'd want to be avoidant. Who wants to be with somebody who's full of drama all the time? That's normal. On Wednesday, she kept saying, we need to talk. I knew it wasn't good, and I was having a great day, so I avoided calling her. And when I did, I instantly regretted it because she asked me if she could pay me $100 to store her food in my already overflowing refrigerator and place her clothes in my spare room and use my garage to sleep in her car. She want to pay you $100 for all of that. Apparently, she needs to quit that job and find a better job. Because if this is all she can afford, going to a 12-hour job or whatever is a waste of time. It's a waste. She needs to be using her time a better way, even if she needs to go and learn a skill. It's better than this. Okay? I was appalled because I offered her to use the spare room for $500 a month because I'm struggling to keep a roof over my 12-year-old daughter's head and my own. So I thought that we temporarily tag team bills together. However, she says, why should she pay me to sleep in an ugly room that's connected to her little sister's room, where she won't have any privacy or be able to have company or take cute pictures? Okay, let's look at this. All right, Mom. Now, did you help her get this job? And you say that she really wanted this job. Well, was this her first job? She's just 22 and she doesn't know really how the world works. Okay. So she took this job, which is probably very minimum wage and probably has very little opportunities to climb up in this company. All right. So she's stuck in a dead end. Now she offered to pay $100 which is probably all she could afford, 100 a month. Because she said here that she wanted to do all these things plus rent the garage where she can sleep in her car. She doesn't have any $500 to pay you. Okay? She just isn't making it on her job. All right, that ought to be understandable. I remember when I was very young like this, and I had kids, and me and my husband, we had separated and all that, and I was kind of like in the street with my kids, and I didn't even have a job. And a lady offered me to stay a room in her house for, what was it, $250. I don't think it was a month. It may have been a month or whatever. But during that time, I didn't have any money. I couldn't even afford that. You understand? So I had to go and find something else to do. So this is the thing. I brought that up because somehow people think because you have a job that you can afford these things. And that's not true. If she is working for 12-hour shifts, number one, she's probably just making minimum wage. And number two, if she offered to pay you this $100 for all these things that she needs, and she said it was to store her clothes in the spare room and to use the garage to sleep in her car and to put spare food in your refrigerator for $100. That's all she can afford. That's it. She doesn't have any $500. You see, now she is in a dilemma right here. So she would rather sleep in her car as if it wouldn't kill me to know she's sleeping in my yard. Well, the thing about it is, you understand, she doesn't have any $500 to give you. If she had $500, she could go someplace else. I have my own issues. And furthermore, I've been a single mom since I was 15. I am counting down the years to finally experience living alone and only being responsible for my own self. So no, I don't want her or her big sister, who is 27, to ever come back home. But I was willing to sacrifice my peace. All right, Mom, let's look at this for a minute, okay? Now, it looks like you have 3 girls, 127, 122, and 112. Okay. Now, you say that you can't wait until these kids are gone and you can live alone, only responsible for yourself. All right, Mom. Well, my question to you is, why did you have these kids? Why? Were they all mistakes? Three mistakes that you made that you can't wait to get rid of them so you can be alone again? People, that's something that we parents need to think about. Why do we have these kids in the first place if now we can't wait to get rid of them? It's something that's not connecting there, you know? Did you have the kids not realizing what a responsibility that kids can be? Now, I do understand, that your daughter is full of drama, but parents, just remember, these kids are a product of you. This is a result of the way that you raised them. Okay? All right? So now you say here, I'm tired of her threatening to kill herself. And she knows I'm traumatized because she has attempted twice. So I don't want to talk to her. I have to protect my peace and get up 7 days a week and aim to have a good day on purpose. Okay, so wait a minute. Mom, even you are sounding like you are not happy yourself. Is it just because of the girls? Or is it something that you are struggling with? Because you say here that you have your own issues. I can understand that. And that's why with your daughter and her drama is piling on top of the issues that you have. And you also say here that you are struggling just to keep a roof over your head and your daughter. Well, now all of you are here struggling right now. All right. Now, you wanted to know how to get your peace out of all of this. And all right, so let's go with that. You need to have a real conversation with your 22-year-old daughter. Okay? You need to sit down with her. Tell her that you love her, but that you are feeling overwhelmed by all of her issues. And for her to keep threatening to kill herself, you realize that that is just manipulation and control. And I said this a number of times on other videos, and I know some people disagree with me, but this is my world and this is my opinion. I believe when a person continuously threatens to kill themselves, they're only doing it to manipulate you and to control you, to get you to do something that you have refused to do for them. So I'm going to kill myself if you don't do it. All right, that's demonic energy that's talking out of them anyway. All right. Now, your daughter, have a sit down and have a real conversation with her and put that out of your mind that after you finish talking to her, that she's gonna, run off and kill herself. Whatever she does, she's got free will. That's on her. That's on her. You cannot spend your life trying to appease your daughter to keep her from killing herself. Okay? If she is determined to kill herself, she's going to do it anyway. That's on her. It's free will. You got to let it go. All right, so you have this conversation. Tell her you want to support her, but you also need peace in your life. So you both need to find out a better way to communicate with each other. All right? So let her know what way it's going to work for you. Okay? You might want to tell her, don't call me every time you have an issue. Try to work it out on your own. Okay? Try to work, because I don't have the resources to help you when you have these binds. Just let her know. I'm struggling myself here. And if I were you, I would sit down with her and also talk about this tag team thing that you have going on. Now, if you are struggling, you probably could use the $100 too. You ain't going to get the $500 because she's not making that kind of money. But think about it. If she is giving you the $100 a month, and I think you should let her move into that spare room. Where her clothes are, just let her move in the spare room, paying you $100. Now, this is just my opinion. Okay? Let her move into the spare room. All right? And encourage her to either go to school or learn a skill somewhere and find a better job. Because as long as she's in that dead end job, she's never going to get anywhere. And both of you are going to be on a never ending cycle of poverty. Okay? You want to get off that wheel. And your daughter, being 22, she's just starting out. She needs support. She needs a foundation to do better so she can help you guys out. All right? But just throwing her out is not going to help anyone. You still going to be struggling trying to keep that roof over your head, and so is she. So, my opinion is that you need to let her come back home, move into that spare bedroom, and share, pay you that $100 every month. And while she's there, she'll probably contribute more. Contribute more with the food bill, and then, whenever you need some money for a bill, just ask her, can you, we need some money for the electric bill. Maybe you can all work it out together, get your finances up, and then nobody would be that hostile when you're not under this kind of financial pressure. Okay, this is something that I see that's an issue right away. All right, now, if you decide for your daughter to come in, but then of course you're going to have to set some boundaries about, what time she comes in. You don't want noise. You don't, you don't want her having company coming in and out of the house. She can keep her company on the outside of your home. Boundaries like that, just so you'll have your peace in the home. All right. Now tell her, your daughter, that she needs to handle her own messes. You want to be out of it. You don't want to hear about it. You don't want to talk about it. Okay? She has to handle her own messes outside of you. And you don't want her bringing that energy of her drama at the home. Leave it outside the home. See, these are things you need to talk about with her, because you don't want her coming in the home arguing and cursing and carrying on like that because of something that happened on the outside. All of that's got to be left on the outside of the home. Now, these are the stipulations, I would say, for her to move into that spirit room. Okay? Now, I'm just giving you one alternative that I see that might help all of you. Now, during this time, if you decide for her to move in, you need to protect your space. Now, in your home, I'm hoping that you have your own secluded bedroom or office space, because you need a sacred area in your home. Now, you need this in your home whether your daughter moves in or not. You need a sacred area in your home where you go every day and meditate. Meditation is only sitting with yourself, being quiet with yourself, listening to your higher self, the divine source, to strengthen yourself, to find your peace, to love yourself. You need that sacred space. And in your sacred space, of course, you're going to have to cleanse it. So you're going to need my home cleansing kit. I'll put the link in the description where you can get it. Now, during this time with your daughter, you need to be firm in the way that you speak with her, so she'll know that you are serious with this arrangement. This is if you decide to let her move in. Okay. Now I'm assuming that this daughter grew up with you. Now, if she didn't grow up with you, then that's a different story. I would say, no, she doesn't need to move in. But if she grew up with you, if you raised this daughter, well then, this is why I'm saying that, it may be a better option for her to move back home. Now, don't take it personally the way that your daughter has turned out, or any of your children. Don't take it personally, because we all have free will. And we all do the best that we can to raise our children. But once they get grown, they have free will to go down any path that they decide. So if they go down the path that you feel is wrong, don't take it personally that you did something wrong. No, you did the best you could with the knowledge that you had at the time. So that should bring you some peace and some comfort. Okay, now, during this talk, if your daughter gets heated, when you set the boundaries, she may get a little agitated. Who knows? She may be okay with it because, who wants to live on the street after all? Okay? So, if she gets a little agitated and everything, you stay calm and stay firm in your directive. Okay? You want her to understand that these are the rules. And, it may be a good idea for you to sit down and write out those things so that when you speak to her, you can be clear and concise with what boundaries are going to be set. Because you don't want her to move in and then say, oh, I forgot to tell you, or no, you can't do that, or no, you tell her everything up front. Tell her everything up front that's going to irritate you if you allow her to move in. All right. So now if you decide, no, she can't move in my house. She can't move in my house. Well, then just tell her no. If you feel like you don't want her living there, then tell her she'll have to find somewhere else to go. Don't allow her to move anything in your house. Then you will probably sever your relationship with her. Okay? Sever that. Because if you don't allow her in, it's really no telling where she's going to end up. Okay? And where she's going to end up, you really don't want her bringing all kind of energies from the outside back and forth into your home. So that's why I say that the relationship will probably be severed for at least a while. And, if that's what you want, well then just merely tell your daughter, no, you can't help her anymore. And let that be it. Okay, tell her she has to handle her own business and you want to be left out of it. And it's over. And go seek your own peace and joy. So I hope that I said something that can help you with this issue. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.